It's just like my favorite nature clip because it's like
That's a good one.
has so many different angles.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one where I think a hippo rescues like an impala from either a lion or something, and then like it looks like he's like breathing into his mouth, which probably wasn't what was happening, but that's what it looked like.
That's nice of it. But it's nice when you see animals helping each other
Yeah,
out.
sometimes that happens.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
I don't know what it is. It's instinct or actually understanding what's going on.
Yeah, man. But, well, okay, so, wait, currently, what reptiles do you have?
I only turtle, or I have one turtle, and it's staying with my dad because I don't have I'll probably take it with me when I move next, but
yeah.
So, what would you recommend to maybe parents today who their children have a reptile itch? Would you recommend that they get their children reptiles?
It just depends on, you want to be responsible with the ones you get. I mean, some of them, the traditional ones like green iguanas and stuff are really awful pets because they can get really big and aggressive. So even though they're cheap and kind of, I don't know, I feel like they're not as a pet stores as much, but they definitely were back in the day. They're not really the best pets. Things like a corn snake, things that breed really easily that are not being taken from the wild. Those are always good because they don't need to do much. They just like hanging out and eating, and they're easy to keep. So stuff like those are good to have. But
I like the frogs. Those are so damn cute.
Frogs are nice, and especially actually the poison frogs. Now they breed super well, so they're not necessarily, most of them aren't collected from the wild, so those are good. They're a little harder to take care of, but not that bad.
And what I heard, like you told me this, they're only poison if you feed them like poison seeds or whatever.
Well, not seeds. What?
Or, I don't know, poison.
Hey, mites and ticks but a lot of the toxins they get are from mites.
Oh yeah.
My one friend studies those guys. Part of the ones who discovered that's what's going on.
Cool.
So yeah, like if you bring in Phyllobates terribilis, the one that's like the most toxic frog in the world. If you bring them in the lab and don't feed them that, then they lose their toxicity.
There you go. That's great.
Yeah, so you can buy those. You can buy those at like $200. Yeah, they're actually pretty hardy too. So they actually make decent frog pets if you're going to go that route.
And they could, like I see, like sometimes they have little tadpoles will grow in plants.
Yeah, the females will. Is it the females? So is the males bring them up? I think it depends on the species too, but they do a lot of parental care. Like the females will actually like drop eggs into the like little water dishes that they lay the eggs in and feed the tadpoles with their eggs. Ooh. So like, in unfertilized eggs, so they kind of like giving them little like chicken eggs, but they're chicken eggs. Kind of, that's pretty much what it is. So for some of them, and they'll carry them around on their back. Once they're tadpoles, they can carry them around on their back, and then they'll put them in little water crevices, which can be a little bromeliad. Or I've got friends who study them where they'll literally put out cups of water to help. Like they'll go and they'll use that, so it's easier to study instead of having to deal with looking at the plants and everything.
Yeah,
so.
Cute little guys. Yeah,
they're pretty interesting.
Yeah, I love seeing tadpoles like in the summer.
Oh yeah,
you look down, you see them all over the place. Like, ooh,
they're super variable too. Like you get ones that'll like pop out, and they're like the toad tadpoles that are this big, and they go really fast because they're normally in like really small little water like pools of water that come after rain. So they might be out in a month or two. And then you've got bullfrogs that have tadpoles that get like 2-3 inches and last for 2 years.
Ooh, do toads go through a tadpole phase?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, toads.
Those are the really tiny black ones you see. Like they're like this big normally. You see them in like they'll literally lay them anywhere. Like if you have like a pool of water in a tire somewhere, like sometimes they'll use that. Like they just kind of use whatever water they can find.
Ooh, those little guys, I love them. Yeah.
I know when I was growing up, our house, we had a cul-de-sac being dug in the backyard, like behind our house.
Oh, yeah.
And one summer, it just filled up with water.
That's
and
perfect.
The whole thing was just tadpoles.
Yeah.
And then we had a monsoon, of just frogs, like thousands of them.
That's probably, a lot of times, because they have, so different animals have like different breeding strategies where some only have like 1 or 2 babies. And that's because they're investing a lot in those little babies and they're going to do well. And that's great. But the toads, they have hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of babies, because most of them die because they're just tons of them. Most of them die. A few live. But if you have a great situation where that happens, normally they're in these small pools of water that dry up, and so some don't make it. But if you have a big pool that is great and there's no predators, there's no fish to deal with, and then they all live, then all of a sudden you've got like 1,000 more frogs or toads or frogs that you weren't expecting.
Have there been